Every year, the IBM Institute for Business Value surveys thousands of CEOs to understand how business leaders are tackling business challenges. Based on this survey and one-on-one interviews, we have published a report highlighting the mind shifts that help CEOs drive growth in 2025. So I'm here with Neil Dhar, the global managing partner of IBM Consulting, to discuss these mind shifts. So Neil, I know that you talk to CEOs all the time. Can you tell us what's on their mind and what priorities and challenges they're facing?
The world around us is changing dramatically. That's one constant. So if you think about tariffs and macroeconomic situations, new governments coming into place, M&A markets moving all over the place, a CEO needs a crystal ball that looks at both the short term and the long term. And then on top of all of that is you have this phenomena around AI. And what we're seeing now is real tangible elements of what do I need to change in my business. So with that, the mind shifts really come into play. And as you talked about, courage is one of them.
Yes, exactly. And in fact, Neil, what we've seen is that the most courageous CEOs are really working to build and reinforce a strong core in their organizations. And this is actually really important because leaders are saying that they're implementing technologies at a much faster pace than people can actually absorb. And so this importance around culture and the need for teams to experiment and be comfortable with doing that. And that's why CEOs make courage their core such a big priority in their organizations. Building a culture of courage takes a lot of, risk-taking in the environment. And I know that along with that, this idea of letting go of FOMO and focusing on ROI becomes really important. And Neil, I know that's one of your favorite mind shifts.
Well, being a finance person, and I love this one because you focus on ROI. If you think about how do you move from fear to focus? How do I do POCs that actually create value? And a POC in most situations shows you potential. And I think most CEOs that I speak to are saying we're past that phase and am I getting actual return, productivity gains? So if you look at the stats from our survey, 25% of AI use cases are actually delivering ROI. And actually a smaller amount, almost 15%, are actually being scaled across the organization. And that's where you get real value. So if you sit back as a CEO, you have to look at it through a number of different mindsets. Are you going to go big? Are you going to scale across your organization to drive productivity gains? Or is it going to help you grow the business? And is that going to come into play in a large manner? And two is ruthlessly cut when something's not working. If you get marginal gains, to cut those programs and actually put your investment dollars in wider enterprise-wide value adds.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? This is why I love the mind shifts so much, is because there's a range of some of the more softer cultural issues that are critical for sustaining change. And then there's the hard hitting, ROI, data, technology integration that you were speaking about. So if I just end us by saying a final thought, intentional risk taking, an AI first mindset, and this holistic view around collaboration and integrating data and technology, these are actually paving the way for new growth. And so the question is, do you want to be part of it or do you want to be left out? If you'd like to read more, download the report, which is the CEO study, 5 Mind Shifts to Supercharge Business Growth.